You've tuned into WDG Underground Columbus, home of the unsigned artists. And this is Big C in the morning. This is the Friday morning show that starts your Friday morning off right in your weekend early. And how's everybody doing today? I am doing exceptionally well. I actually slept well last night. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be like, is Colton going to yawn? Is Colton going to, sleep on the air? Is he just going to completely just flop here? Well, here's the thing. I'm not going to flop. I'm not going to yawn. I'm not. You can bet any kind of money, but I don't really recommend it. I'm just telling you. I'm not going to yawn. I'm not. I'm really not. And as you can see, the studio is kind of changed. It's changed a little because there's nothing here. Usually there are posters here, but basically they're repainting the studio right now, and they got it. They finally got to the studio. They're gonna be repainting this whole wall. They're gonna be repainting this wall. They're gonna be repainting the wall here, the wall there, the wall here. They're painting all four walls, all four sides, and it's just unbelievably unbelievable. Seriously, it is. Honestly, I didn't vote for this, but it's about time that we get a new paint coat, like a new coat of paint, because the walls they've got like marks on them, and it doesn't make cleanliness, so I can see the reason why. The reason why is, the walls. I feel bad for the walls during my time here, because there are a lot of marks on them. I don't know what happened to the walls, but don't worry. A fresh coat of paint will make this studio look like it's been, refurbished and brand new and stuff. Excuse me. So yeah, everything is going to be all good. It's going to be all good. Right now I'm just going to share this show with my Facebook friends, and we're going to be good. We're going to be good. It's a new, fresh show. And I shouldn't have closed my phone because before we start off this, let's talk about the weather. It's actually going to be like summer, everybody. It's going to be it's currently 73, about to be 88 today. So if you're thinking about going to the pool, I don't think the pool's open, so I recommend to just stay indoors. Just stay indoors. Be all cool and stuff. Turn on some fans, turn on the AC. Just turn on anything that will make you cool off. Or just open a freezer door, because usually the freezer door air is the much better way. But, those high energy bills are going to raise up. But, yeah, on second thought, don't open a freezer door. So, yeah. I don't know why I like freezer air instead of, like, AC air. I guess I'm much more, into the coolness of whatever. But anyways, I'm going to take a drink real quick. Because, I'm thirsty. My throat's somehow getting dry. I don't know why. But anyways, time for our first topic of today. I'm going to give you guys something so different and something I have never done on this show before. I'm going to give you guys a review. Like, I'm reviewing Now, these reviews can be anything. So, I can either be reviewing like a video game, a movie, a TV show, just, get my own personal thoughts on it. And basically, today's, first ever Big C in the Morning review is, a video game. Thus, that's why I've got my, Xbox shirt on. So, yeah. And usually I'll do it in the style of Siskel and Ebert. If you guys don't know who Siskel and Ebert is, basically they were critics of films, and I am somewhat, a critic of films too, as well as video games. So it's time for the first ever review here on the show. So basically this is going to be a video game review. If you're not into video games, please just turn it off or tune in. I mean, I won't get mad. I mean, seriously. So, yeah, I'm going to be reviewing a video game. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. I'll try to find something else for you guys to enjoy, like probably sometime this summer. Excuse me. Because I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of good blockbuster movies this summer. So, hopefully, I get to see a movie sometime this summer. But anyways, today's review, I'm reviewing Resident Evil Village. It's basically a sequel to the 7th game in the main series, called Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. If you never heard of Resident Evil, it's basically a zombie type horror game where all you do is try and survive the zombies and get to the end of the game, while also conserving a lot of items that you need to survive the zombie apocalypse thing. So yeah. Honestly, the Resident Evil series, I enjoyed the Resident Evil series. I played all the games in the main series, which are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And now the 8th one, which is Resident Evil Village. The reason why they called the 8th one in the series Resident Evil Village is because if you look at the title closely, the V, the I, the L, the V, the I, the L, and like the 2 L's in Village, they're actually made out to be like an 8. So it'd be VIII because in Roman numerals it's 8. So yeah, basically Resident Evil Village is technically Resident Evil 8 and then Village. Why did Capcom do this? I don't know. Oh yeah, and a little fun fact that the Resident Evil series has been made always by Capcom. If you don't know who Capcom is, they probably have been around for a long time for your childhood. They've created Mega Man, Street Fighter. They've created a lot of good games. And fun fact, Capcom means Capsule Computers, if you didn't know that. So yeah. So Capcom's been in the gaming industry for a long time, and honestly, they make good games. And also, a little another fun fact about Resident Evil, there are other games in the Resident Evil series, but trying to put them in order is a little bit hectic, and yeah. So basically, if you want to, play all the games in order, like all the main series games and also all the games that are like are also in the series, but you don't know which way to play them, go search it up on the internet. Like there are a lot of people that explain the stuff on Resident Evil, so that's my recommendation. Honestly, if you want to play Resident Evil, that's cool. You don't have to play Resident Evil. But for all those gamers who like to play, those scary games and want to play like those games, basically just look up a video on YouTube, Facebook, on the Resident Evil series, and they'll explain it to you. Honestly, some of those games are pretty crazy and creepy, but not as crazy and creepy as Resident Evil Village. And now it's time to finally get into the review. So, Resident Evil Village takes place after the events of Resident Evil 7, when the main character and the main protagonist, Ethan Winters, basically, took down the evil bioweapon known as the E-Series. So, basically, in the previous game, he took down an evil bioweapon called the E-Series, while also saving his wife, whose name is Mia. And now, years later, they now have a kid named Rose. And everything seems to be normal. Everything seems to be normal. And, until this guy, who's actually pretty familiar in the Resident Evil series of games, his name is Chris Redfield. He barges in, and, he just, takes away Ethan and his, daughter. And if you want to know why, play the game, because I'm not going to be spoiling it for you, because honestly, a review means you can't spoil anything. So I'm trying my best not to spoil a bunch of stuff. And you're probably like, what happened to Mia? Well, she died. But did she? Okay, you know what? I'm just going to spoil it for you. Mia didn't die. She didn't die. Basically, the Mia that was with Ethan when, Chris took them away, that was a fake Mia. So yeah, just spoiling it a little. Only a little sprinkle of spoilness. Just so I don't get, booed out of the studio and booed off the internet, so just trying to calm down. Everybody calm down. Everything is a happy ending at the end. Or isn't, I don't know, but because I'm not trying to spoil it for you guys. So basically now Ethan goes on a adventure to find not only Chris, but technically to find his daughter, but also find Chris, who apparently has gone rogue. And when I played this game, I actually thought he went rogue. Because, he's been around a bunch of bioweapons. Like, seriously, Chris Redfield has been around zombies, snakes, like giant snakes, and actually real snakes, mutant sharks, like mutated sharks, mutated frogfish creatures. He's been around, like evil zombie dogs, evil zombie mutated bugs. Chris has been around a lot of stuff, and I honestly feel like the fumes from all those bioweapons kind of got to him. Like Chris has been around. Chris has been doing a lot of adventures trying to take down all these bioweapons that this one corporation called the Umbrella Corporation created. Basically, anything Umbrella created is gonna get spread out. And that's why it's spread out over 8 main games, actually technically 9 main games in the series. 9 games in the main series and then a few other games in the series. There are a lot of Resident Evil games, a lot. And it's a little bit hectic trying to put them all in order. But so basically, Ethan goes to look for his daughter, and then he meets up, he finds this, little village and this castle in the background, and he's like, where am I? Well, technically, this village, it actually takes place, where the castle and the village is, it actually takes place in some country in Europe. So this is where it gets interesting. Oh, and I forgot to mention, Resident Evil 8, just like Resident Evil 7, it's in first person. So basically, you have a first person point of view playing this game. And basically, the Resident Evil games, they've always been in third person, but for 7 and 8, Capcom decided to do something different and do it in first person, which I actually don't mind the first person. It's actually pretty neat. And then we get to the gameplay. So basically, you meet this guy who, is part of this village. He's trying to protect himself from creatures that are out there. And basically, he gives you a pistol, like a small pistol, to use to defend yourself from these evil creatures. And basically, he gets killed off. Yep, don't know why. I guess he wasn't an important character because, well, I guess he was kind of important because he gave you like a small gun to use to protect yourself from those creatures. Like, seriously, those these mutated creatures from Resident Evil are scary. Especially the first enemy you encounter. They're called Lycans. And they're basically like mutated zombies with a little bit of werewolf DNA. And I'm like, why are there werewolf zombies in this game? Honestly, they freaked me out, seriously. They look like something out of maybe, I don't know, George Romero or something like that. But, my goodness, it was scary. Also, when you get chased by them after you get out of that small house and, further prolong your adventure into the village, basically, a bunch of, Lycans will, chase you, and then after they chase you for a couple of minutes, they finally corner you, and then all of a sudden the church bell rings and they just leave you alone. And also, shockingly, you lose like these two fingers off the main character's left hand. But you seem fine. Because you're built differently. Seriously, the main character is built differently. Like, lost two fingers, that's fine. He can still, use items and stuff. Because he feels fine. He totally feels fine. But, yeah. He's built differently. I feel like he's more tough than Chris, to be honest. Like, seriously, in the previous game, he lost his hand, stapled that, like his left hand, stapled that back together. Then he lost like a foot, put some like medical aid on it, like a liquid medical aid, and he's fine. It went back together. His foot went back together, and it's crazy. Like, the things in Resident Evil can be crazy. Just like Resident Evil 7 was. And especially in Resident Evil 8. Ethan meets this, old lady who is part of this village. And basically she just gives you riddles and stuff. And then you just explore around the village until you find this house. And this big house and the small house. You go in the small house and find there's people there, and you're trying to get them to safety. So you open the gates to this big house, and then everything seems cool until you get them in the house. You meet these other members of the village, and you find out that Mother Miranda, who's actually the leader of the village, they feel she's gone rogue and stuff. And then, the one guy you save, he turns into a Lycan. Technically I call the Lycans werewolf zombies. So, he turns into a werewolf zombie, you save his daughter, but actually, you don't really save her. Because everybody in the house is basically killed off, and basically the daughter... And then, a fire starts, and then you try to save her, but somehow the father who got, mutated, says her name, and then she starts, saying, he's fine, and then they both die. It's very sad. It's very, very depressing. Ethan's mad because of this stuff, and yeah, but he just moves on because he knows he has to save the day. And then when he progresses like more into the village and heads to like Castle Dimitrescu, he meets the 4 bad guys plus the one, like he meets 4 of like the he meets like 4 bad guys and then the top guy, like the top bad guy. And basically the top bad guy is that Mother Miranda lady who's very dangerous. She is very dangerous, people. Seriously. And basically the 4 other bad guys that are there are Lady Dimitrescu, who's a 9'5" vampire lady. A 9'5" vampire lady. Now try to picture this. Picture a vampire got mixed in a blender with oh, excuse me. Try to picture this. Picture a vampire mixed in with like a giant. So a vampire, a giant, and also a Jessica Rabbit. So a vampire, a giant, and Jessica Rabbit from Who Framed Roger Rabbit got mixed in a blender, and then boom, that's what made that Lady Dimitrescu, that 9'5" vampire lady. Also a hint of also put in like Freddy Krueger's claw, and that's Lady Dimitrescu, that 9'5" vampire lady. Wow. A lot of people were like commenting on her when she was first revealed. Everybody went crazy over her, but I didn't. I just saw her as a scary, tall vampire lady. There's also this Donna and Angie, who are so Donna and Angie are basically Donna's basically the puppet master, and Angie's the little puppet that, is also part of this crazy place. So they're a bad guy. Then you got this guy named Moreau, who kind of reminds me of the Hunchback of Notre Dame, Quasimodo. And then you got Heisenberg, Carl Heisenberg, not the Heisenberg from Breaking Bad. This is a different Heisenberg. This is a Heisenberg that, can defeat you with just metal. Like, seriously, his power is using metal, like metal parts and stuff, to like build things and stuff. There's also an item system in the game. Like, later on you'll be collecting items and also buying items from this guy named the Duke. He's basically a local merchant where you buy new items and stuff and healing items, and basically you use basically he also has a kitchen where you can increase your health and increase your defense and increase your running speed. And about the item management system, basically they screwed that up a little bit. Basically what they did is basically just completely went back to a old item management system from Resident Evil 4, and I did not like Resident Evil 4 because of, the hard gameplay and the the item management system, which is like a briefcase. They brought back the briefcase item management system, and it was terrible. I did not have a fun time with that briefcase management system. It was terrible. But I felt like, Resident Evil Village got a little easier with the briefcase management. But what sucked is you still had to buy more space. You had to buy, more space for your briefcase. Just like in, Resident Evil 4, buying more space for your briefcase. And it was pretty ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie, it was ridiculous. So, so yeah. Did you see that? I basically blocked myself from yawning. I know you heard that. You almost heard me yawn, but I didn't. That didn't count. So yeah, basically, I don't like the briefcase management. It's terrible. It's terrible. And yeah. And basically, I felt like the gameplay was pretty good. You know, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of puzzles. You'll probably get lost, but always consult your map if you get lost, or like a walkthrough of the game if you get completely lost. I got lost a few times, so I had to consult like an internet guide on how to get through it, and like some parts of the game, how to get through some parts of the game. But all in all, it was pretty easy. I knew some of the puzzles. Some of the puzzles were pretty difficult. But all in all, it was a pretty good game. I mean, some of the enemies were pretty easy. Some of the enemies were tough. Some of the enemies were just straight up creepy and weird and scary. And the boss fights were pretty good, where you fight the four main bad guys and also Mother Miranda at the end. And yes, she is the final boss. So, yeah. And it also has a pretty unique style of, just it was the style is just unique. Plus, you know, after you beat the game, there is replay value. There's actually a ton of replay value. You can go and basically they have challenges for you throughout the game. So if you didn't beat some of these challenges that you didn't complete, you can always go back and, complete those challenges so you can get, credit, like challenge points where you can buy extras from the bonus content shop in the game. Like you can buy concept art, character figures, and a whole bunch of other stuff. You can even unlock infinite ammo for some of the weapons you collected. Basically, once you do that, and but there's a certain thing you need to do with the infinite ammo. You would need to fully upgrade the whole weapon and also have all attachments on the weapon for you to get the infinite ammo unlocked for some of these weapons. And there are actually other weapons that you can unlock, but there's like some specific things you need to do for these weapons, like beat the game on hardcore, beat the game on standard, beat the game on Village of Shadows. Basically, there's a lot of like little challenges for you to unlock special things in the game, and that's why there's a lot of that's why the game gives you a lot of replay value here, because you're probably going to be stuck and you're going to be like, oh man, what am I going to do? Blah, 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 blah. And honestly, this game gives you the replay value you need to beat the whole game. Seriously, it does. And it's just an incredible game. I feel like Resident Evil Village was better than Resident Evil 7. While Resident Evil 7 was a bit scary, this game just... Oh, it actually made me scared. It actually made me scared. Especially, in in the middle of the game where you had to retrieve a second thing for the main campaign. So yeah, it scared me. So it's a definite double thumbs up. 2 thumbs up for Resident Evil Village. And if I would have to rate this out of 100, I would give it a 99 out of 100. Yeah, and you're probably like, why was that? Why is there one point missing? And it's simple. The briefcase. That's what kind of killed it from getting 100 out of 100. But 99 is still a good score. It's an A+. I like the game. I enjoy the game. I And I definitely recommend you guys play Resident Evil Village. It's a definite one of my recommendations for anything video games. So if you want to play Resident Evil Village, it's available out on PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and the Xbox Series X and S. So, yeah. If you want to play it, you can play it. But, yeah. But, anyways, guys, I've been talking for 30 minutes straight. Wow, that's pretty long. So, I think it's time for our first break. But when we come back, Red Riding Boom. That good old Red Riding Boom. We ain't gonna see any more fireworks. Well, just for now. Because it got postponed, sadly. / canceled. I don't know. But yeah, Red Wine Boom, we gotta talk about that because it made me sad. It made me sad. But anyways, time for the break. This is Big C in the Morning on WDG, Underground Columbus, home of the unsigned artist. And now here's a music video from The Dog and the song One More. We'll be right back.
DAWG. They say I'm not gonna make it. They say I have no life. They say I have no hope. They say I have no time. They say the devil's coming for my life. They say it's gonna be over. They say I'll never rise. They say I'm going down 6 feet deep. They say nobody will never, ever, never remember me. They say my life's a waste. They say my life's a joke. They say it didn't matter. They say it was a hoax. They say I'll never be. They say I'll never see the light. Never see my wife. They say I'll never fly. Never touch the sky. Never make a difference. Never shine bright. They say I'll never be heard. Never with a spoken word. They say I never mattered. Never an important word. They say I'm too black. They say I'm not a man. They say I'm too mad. Damn right I'm mad. One more for my people. One more for the pain. One more for my dog. One more for the game. One more for the innocent sleeping in their graves. One more for the guilty who deserved another day. One more for my folks locked up in the pen. One more for my women who know how to win. One more for the music. One more for the lights. One more for the dog rocking this mic. They say I'm too old. The gray up in my beard. They say I'm outdated. They say it's kinda weird. They say I'm too old school. Now it's about the new school. But when I see the new school, all I see is girly dudes. Girly dudes with skinny jeans. Girly dudes on the mic. Girly dudes in videos. And girly dudes who can't write. What the hell happened? Cause this is a sin. So the dog is rocking hip hop once again. Woman for the gutter. Woman for the grind. Woman for the streets. Woman for the time. Woman for the real. You know what's the deal. Ain't trying to snitch. Won't take the deal. Woman for the present. Woman for the past. Woman for the future. Better make it last. Woman for my chick. Woman for my son. Woman for my little girl. Always number one. Woman for my people. Woman for the pain. Woman for my dog. Woman for the game. Woman for the innocent sleeping in their graves. Woman for the guilty who deserved another day. Woman for my folks locked up in the pen. Woman for my women who know how to win. Woman for the music. Woman for the lights. Woman for the dog rocking this mic. They say you won't rise. They say you'll never make it. They say you won't get up. They say you can't take it. They say you'll just cry like a little girl. Stay on the ground and you'll never touch the world. They say you're not strong, just plain weak. Can't take a hit, an embarrassment to family. They say you won't achieve. They say you won't be the best that you ever be. Release the beast. Get up for your dreams. Get up for your life. Better find a reason. Get up for a fight. Fight for your kids. Fight for your peers. Never let them waste. Conquer your fears. Get up for the dogs that reside inside. A survivor that knows no one owns your life. Get up for the beast that I see in your eye. Now get your ass up. Do it one more time. Come on. Get up. 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 Woman for my people. Woman for the pain. Woman for the dogs. Woman for the game. Woman for the music. Woman for the lights. Woman for the dog. Rocking this mic. To hell what they wanna say. To hell what they wanna say. To hell what they wanna say. To hell what they wanna say.
What I enjoy most about Ohio Media School is that we are able to get connections with the outside world, with the real media. I enjoy getting to know different people that are already doing what I want to do. And special shout out to Andy B, special shout out to Jay Love, and also Young Nisa.
And we're back on WDG Underground Columbus, home of the Unsigned Artists, and this is Big C in the morning. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for our second topic of today. This year would have marked the 40th anniversary. Well, it is going to mark the 40th anniversary of a historic Central Ohio event here in Columbus. It is known as Red, Wine, and Boom. But sadly, yesterday, it was announced that Red, Wine, and Boom will not happen July 2nd. Why? Simply because of the safety of COVID-19. Yeah, it got canceled by COVID. Safety, for people's safety of COVID-19. I'm like, okay, people are getting vaccinated. I mean, a lot of people are getting vaccinated. Like, what? It made no sense. Why is it getting canceled? Seriously, I wanted to know why Red, Wine, and Boom was going to be canceled. Let me tell you guys something. I love fireworks because I love hearing that pop sparkle. Like, it's just amazing. I love fireworks. I've always loved fireworks as a kid because I always find them fascinating. Seriously, I did find them fascinating. Fireworks have always been fascinating for me because, I like fireworks. Fireworks seem pretty legit. But, yeah, basically, the city of Columbus just said, you're not having Red, Wine, Boom on July 2nd. And, I'm disappointed. And also, the city council and Mayor Ginther, they said no Red, Wine, and Boom. And I'm like, why? We're getting vaccinated. COVID-19 is probably not going to even be a problem for us in, July, possibly. It's probably going to be a little bit, it's going to be there, but we're getting vaccinated. Everything seems to be going back to the way it was. And now you're just ruining our summer for us. Seriously. They're ruining our summer for us. They're becoming the Grinches of summer, people. If you take away events that we love near and dear to our hearts, we're going to be mad and upset about it. Red, Wine, and Boom has always... It got canceled. We all know it got canceled last year because, of, the COVID-19 pandemic. And they, did a show, and they still did a show, celebrating, the best moments of, Red, Wine, and Boom, and that wasn't too bad. But, canceling it a second time, if in July 2nd, if there's another, Red, White, and Boom show, if NBC4 does another show where they look back at the moments for a second straight year, you might as well cancel the whole event, because it is pointless if you do not have a Red, White, and Boom show. It's pointless. Like Columbus, we're known for stuff. We are known for, the Ohio State Buckeyes. Ohio State University. We're known for a lot of cool things. We're known for our, Ohio theater, because it's a pretty historic theater. We're known for the Levesque Tower, which is a pretty nice tower. We're known for the Columbus Blue Jackets, who have yet to win a Stanley Cup, but hey, we try. And we're even known for our 2-time and defending MLS Cup champion soccer team, the Columbus Crew. And, oh boy, the fumble of the week. That's a hint of the fumble of the week that's coming up for, coming up in the show, at the end of the show. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And then, it makes no sense. And guess what? The board of trustees for Red, Wine, Boom are NBC4, G&J Pepsi, Encova Insurance, and WNCI. Now, I know G&J Pepsi because, Pepsi is a drink you drink because you probably don't have Coke, or they just don't have your, anything other else good to drink. Seriously, Pepsi is the only drink you get if they don't have Coke or they don't have anything else nice to drink. So, yeah. And then NBC4, who is basically a news station in Columbus, and they actually got some good people there at NBC4. NBC4 is a pretty good news station because, it's pretty worth watching. I watch NBC4 more than I do, like, 10 TV and ABC6, but I try to watch them all the time, but it's news. They're just news. And then you got Encova Insurance, which I don't know who they are, but okay, they're an insurance company. So, and then you got WNCI. WNCI, one of my favorite radio stations here in Columbus, and basically is technically my dream job. My dream job is of working on WNCI, and hopefully to working with, such, morning people like Dave Kalin and Jimmy Jam, which I think would be a great idea to put me with those guys, because I feel like I can outsmart them while also doing radio. Because, they do a lot of, fun things on there. I think I can do those fun things. And if they have any trivia segments, I'll beat them in the trivia segments, because I got a lot of ideas for them, and I kind of want to use them. And I keep my ideas in a safe place. So yeah. The board of trustees is trying to, say, hey, to the Columbus City Council and also Mayor Ginther, saying, we want to put this on for, now, but they say no. The Columbus City Council and Mayor Ginther say no. And what they're trying to do, they're trying to make Red Wine Boom later on in the summer towards the fall. Fireworks are over on July 4th weekend. After July 4th weekend, no more fireworks, people. No more fireworks. And in the fall, it'd be too cold for fireworks. Nobody launches fireworks in the fall. If you launch the fireworks in the fall, there's not gonna be any, kaboom and sparkles. There's not gonna be any of that, because you know why? The fuses are. Oh, excuse me. I got into a little rage cough. But let me tell you something. The fuses are probably not working anymore. Try to put new fuses on them, but they'll fail as well. So no kabooms or sparkles will probably happen. You know what? I'm going to try and find the wah 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 music. Nope, that was the That was the, the rim shot sound effect. I want wah wah wah. That's how I felt when they announced it. A big ol' wah wah wah, and I am very sad. I'm very sad. I'm angry too. Sad and angry. So angry. So angry. I don't know. I was trying to find a word combining angry and sad, but it didn't work out. So yeah. They're trying to find an alternative date for either later in the summer or in the fall. Who would want to watch fireworks in the cold? In the fall? This is the biggest flop I have ever seen in 2021. Right now, there's a nominee there. If you're looking for a nomination for biggest flop of 2021, it's going to the city of Columbus right now. Because seriously, this is the biggest flop in the city's history. Like, they have butchered this so bad. And besides, once July hits around, there's probably going to be like 50% of people, vaccinated. Possibly. That's just a projected number. And besides, with that Vax-A-Million thing, why not just buy the city of Columbus? I'm pretty sure the city of Columbus is worth $1 million. So you can use your Vax-A-Million money to buy, literally, the city of Columbus. Like, seriously, I think anybody with, like, a large sums of money can buy, like, a city, a state, or anything. Like, if you have money, like a lot of it, and if you want to buy a state, then by all means, buy the state. I mean, whatever. This was really disappointing. Besides, in my lifetime, I wanted to visit Red, White, and Boom. I wanted to go see the fireworks in person. But, I'll never get to experience that. I will never get to experience anything good. Because with what we have here, it's very sad. I am very sad. I wanted fireworks. They said, sorry, you're not getting any fireworks. Which means your summer is now a bummer. The summer of bummer. Bummer, dude. Because, seriously, this is becoming a bummer summer. And it's just starting. Like, last summer, it was kind of a bummer because, COVID. And now this is turning into the sequel. Bummer Summer 2, The Bummering. So yeah. I'm pretty sad. I'm pretty angry. And someone should start a petition to have Red Wine Boom on July 2nd. And besides, we're not even in June yet. We're still in May. So, I don't know. I do not know. It's gonna be really, 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 really boring on July 2nd. Well, if I can't go to the one in Columbus, I might as well go to the one in Westerville. If they're doing fireworks, but they might not do fireworks. But if Columbus doesn't have fireworks, none of the like nobody in the state should ever do fireworks. So basically, fireworks are canceled. Basically, if you cancel Red Wine Boom, just cancel all fireworks. Cancel every single July 4th weekend stuff. Because seriously, this is pretty ridiculous. But that's just my opinion. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm done talking about that. And it's time to go to our last break. But when we come back, the fumble of the week. Oh boy. It's going to go to... I've already said. It's going to go to the Columbus Crew. And I'll explain why. So, stick around. You're listening to Big C in the Morning on WUDG Underground Columbus, home of the Unsigned Artists. And now here's James McLean with Let's Ride. We'll be right back.
Okay, I'm really on my grind. Focus, but wait, I just spot a beauty that's so divine. Off her image alone, she got one hell of a caption. My demeanor could be blunt, but instead I'm just hashtagging one. Rap to her, not feeding off of the fact. Off of the fact that I know that I rap. Knowing she know is a trap, I get her, I know it's a rap. And her knowing me, only my excuse of what's holding me back. I really wanna work for her. She truly a chase, unruling escape. Conversation taking me back to a cherishing place. I'm ready for more. She ready to ride? Well, I'm ready, let's go. She got her head on strong, independent grind, beauty bronze brain. Girl, that's hard to find. Done a lot of thinking, but one thing on my mind, you and I vibing like JJ, that's good time. Shorty, you caught me in the moment. I like what I see, I want it, huh? We can set it off tonight and do whatever you like. So let me buy you a drink. Can I interest you in some wine? What's your name? What's your number? Occupation? What's your sign? I hope I don't mean no harm. I'm coming on you too strong. I'm a fan of what you got it, girl. You got it going on. Okay, girl, you on fire. I'm trying to get warm. What you trying to provide? Girl, your waking spirit make a brother just open his eyes. With so much soul like Jeezy, I wanna survive. I ain't playing or wasting time. Plus she hip to the game. And when she open like a register, then I'm the change. Girl, when you riding like a bike so I can handle yours. You keep your cool and it only makes me a fan of yours. And there is more. Gorgeous, cunning, and stunning, you're really something. Her boss shorty, I know that she running. All about her B.I. and the G when she doing that. Tyler Perry even like it, how she doing that? She got her head on strong, independent grind, beauty bronze brains. Girl, you're hard to find. Done a lot of thinking, but one thing on my mind, how you kill a scene, I wanna take a bite out of crime. Shorty, you caught me in the moment. I like what I see, I want it, huh? We can set it off tonight and do whatever you like. So let me buy you a drink. Can I interest you in some wine? What's your name? What's your number? Occupation? What's your sign? I hope I don't mean no harm. I'm coming on you too strong. I'm a fan of what you got it, girl. You got it going on.
It's Q Money. You already know what to do. Shout out to the Ohio Media School.
stuck in nostalgia like me.
And we are back on WDG Underground Columbus, home of the Unsigned Artist, and this is Big C in the Morning. Now for this week's Fumble of the Week. It's going to go to the Columbus Crew. Why? Well, unfortunately, they decided to change their name to just Columbus SC, with their nickname still being the Crew. And people were outraged by this. And basically this became Save the Crew 2, The Crewing. And basically, everyone was like, we don't want to be Columbus SC, we want to be the Crew. This is an insult on everything we have done for the Crew and stuff. And after 2 MLS Cup championships, they're like, hey, what if we try to, change our logo? What if we try to change our logo and name and reveal it to the public and everybody will like it and, be all this cool stuff and stuff? They were trying to pull out an outstanding move. Seriously, the Columbus Crew was trying to do an outstanding move. But that outstanding move turned into a bad move when everybody was like, okay, we are so done. We are so angry. Wow. Just angry. And, all the news people getting, the Columbus Crew stuff, because there were a lot of news people getting, the new crew gear. They were like, look at this crew stuff. Yeah, look at this. And everyone was like, we are so disappointed. We are angry. We want this changed. And, the Crew was like, oh, wow, we did not know this was going to happen. Whoops! Whoa, I just heard myself echo. That was the greatest echo I've ever heard. You probably didn't hear it, but I did. And so, yeah, they went whoops, and then, they were like, ow, and stuff. So they decided, okay, we done goofed it up enough. We're going to go change back to Crew, the Columbus Crew. And thus, the Columbus Crew SC is now back to its original state. But the logo is still the same. It has the C in that pennant style. Basically, the pennant is supposed to, replicate the flag, the Ohio state flag. Because that's the only flag that is like that. Our flag is different from, other state flags because we're Ohio, gosh darn it. We enjoy being, so cool than others because we got our flag as a pennant, and pennants are cooler than, just your typical rectangle square flag because, the rectangles are so square. So, yeah. Fumble of the Week. Sally went to the Columbus Crew for their butchering of, renaming the team just Columbus SC. And besides, we already have an Ohio team named that. What's it called? FC Cincinnati. They don't even have a nickname. Well, their nickname is the Lions, but they're just called FC Cincinnati. See, the Columbus Crew will always be called the Columbus Crew, but we'll never be, FC Columbus or Columbus SC, because we will always be known as the Columbus Crew. And as you know, as you just saw, I just put some fire under that Columbus versus Cincinnati rivalry, kind of. Ooh. But, anyways, guys, that is my time today here. It is actually my time. It's past 11 o'clock. It's time for me to get out of here. I got stuff to do. So, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in. Next week is our Memorial Day show, which I'll be providing you guys facts about Memorial Day, plus what's going to be coming up on Memorial Day, like sports events on Memorial Day. And those are important sports events because it's auto racing. And you just gotta love auto racing on Memorial Day. It is pretty epic, people. It is epic. So yeah, again, thank you all for tuning in. 2 new topics, the Memorial Day show. We're going to talk about Memorial Day and auto racing. Those are the 2 topics. Plus, if you enjoyed the music that I played here on Big C in the Morning, go to our website here. Like, go to our, station website, undergroundcolumbus.com. Check out and listen to the songs by talented, truly talented, unsigned artists. And can some big record company sign them? Come on. These guys got talent. And they can get some platinum records and stuff. Seriously, they can. I truly believe they can. So yeah. Anyways, time for me to get out of here. This has been Big C in the Morning on WDG Underground Columbus, home of the unsigned artist. My name is Big C, and I am out of here. So with that, guys, have a great rest of your Friday. Have a great weekend. And, just relax or maybe, go to the pool, go to the mall this weekend. It's going to be really warm. Do something outside. So, yeah. Anyways, see y'all next week.